Hello, everyone. Welcome to Social Register Network. This is one-on-one with SR members. This is when you get to have a chance to get to know our members one-on-one. And today I have Jeddidiah Tilleo, also known as JT. Welcome to SR One-on-One with the members, JT. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing well, Mary Grace. How are you?
I am doing well today, too. It's been a crazy, busy week, but we're almost towards the end of the week, so I'm excited.
Yes. Well, our crazy weeks have a tendency to get crazier at the end of the week. So,
yeah, you're right, because you're in the event industry.
yes. Well, we like to prefer to use the term ministry.
Ministry. All right. So to start the interview, because I want people to get to know exactly who you are and what you do. And then, of course, all about your business. So we want to learn more about Legend Ranch and tell us what you do there and who you are. Let's start off with who you are, JT, and then tell us more about Legends Ranch.
Well, I am a entrepreneur. I've had different businesses that I've started from scratch throughout the years. And as time progressed and as I got older, my wife and I came across a equestrian estate, and we decided to purchase it and just see what we could do from there. And we discovered that very many people were enjoying the atmosphere because it's so beautiful. And of course, it's country, it's outdoors. And these happen to be the perfect storm for a wedding. So we started a marriage ministry, and it's more of a marriage ministry than it is a wedding industry. Mm-hmm. And so we opened up a nonprofit, and we have people who will donate to the mission, to the cause of the nonprofit ministry. And with those supporting donors and members, as we call them, of the body of Christ, we allow them to utilize the campus. So that's what we do. We also host events for nonprofits. We've had lots of different types of nonprofits here: cystic fibrosis, Children's Heart Foundation, Refuge for Women, Women's Resource Center. We've had some conversations with veterans administrations as well. But I would say 90+% of the time, people just want to have their wedding here. So as a ministry, we do Christian weddings, which there are plenty of people who want to do. And we focus on religious events such as those weddings.
Yes, absolutely. I love what you guys are doing and your mission and your values around Legends Ranch. And I love that you do a lot for the community. You're starting to open up, right, in regards to doing more for the nonprofit in the community, like doing events for them.
Yes. What we do with nonprofits, we do operate on a donation basis. Mm-hmm. It is suggested donations, and of course, if they want to donate more than the value. But what we do for the nonprofits once a year is we actually donate the entire property for their use. So we will find a worthy cause. This year already for Easter Sunday, actually, we donated it to Ruby's LV, or Ruby's Las Vegas. And it's a ministry as well that focuses on the reintegration of survivors of sex trafficking with their children. And so they're getting women who have been involved in this, and even men, and reuniting them with their children. And so they had a wonderful little Christian Easter egg hunt on the property.
Wow.
And so it was a really rewarding thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, who is your ideal client?
Well, that would be the people who are sharing the same values that we have, because like we said, we do open the campus for people who are members of the body of Christ. We do see beyond denominational borders or hindrances. You know, we don't subject Catholics or Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses or any type of sect or denomination. We don't segregate from there. We consider anyone who does have biblical values and follows the scriptures and has, the Lord Christ as uh, being that within that membership. And that's because we believe that they would not exclude themselves from that membership if asked. And so what we do is we try to focus on the unity of that body. And I think that that's imperative nowadays. That's one of our focuses, one of our missions, is to get more unity among that body, because the division among it has caused so many problems. And here, what we do is we actually are able to minister to people, as you know, through example and inclusion in that. Not get into any type of doctrinal debates, but we focus on the event at hand, and you know, the values that it has, the morals that it has, and the preservation of it. That's what we are, as a Christian preservation foundation.
That's what I love about you guys. Very unique and very value driven. And you really live up to that. You focus on that and you live up to it. You're not just going to take any event and do it for them just because you have the space or they're going to pay for it. I really, really commend you guys for following that, right, following your values.
No, we do glean our, you know, the people who come here. I mean, a lot of people, they'll see it and they'll say, well, you know, can we just come there and have a civil ceremony? And we say, no, you know, you have to actually be somebody who shares the values and supports the ministry. And in being a supporting member of that body, you know, we'll open the campus to you. It's the same as a church. So, you know, if you go to a church and you've been donating to the church and you've been giving your tithe to the church or whatever the case may be, and you decide that you want to have a wedding at the church, then the church will typically host the wedding. They may say, well, we're going to have to hire the cleaning crew afterwards or whatever, and that's going to cost, you know, X amount of dollars. And so they're going to require a donation to cover those expenses. And so, you know, that's basically what we do here. We offer the campus to any supporting members who believe in our mission and, you know, the preservation of the Christian values, American Christian values.
Yes. And it really goes back to, so since we are a business community, it goes back to really knowing your niche and knowing that ideal avatar is really what people are using now, that buzzword. It's your niche. It's the ideal client in order for you to align with the right people. And you really need to narrow that down, because you don't want to go out there and put out your marketing, your social media, and your marketing to every single person, because if you're doing that, then you're talking to no one. So this really, you know, you're a great example of that, just really following your niche, following your values and your mission. So I absolutely love that. You're a perfect example of that. Can you tell me, what are some future plans for you, Lady J and Legends Ranch?
Well, we've begun to construct a recording studio for video recording, and we're going to be doing more of these interview type shows, and we want to start doing a lot of filming on the property and sharing more education, wellness, wholeness, as far as spiritual, of course, everything from financial, emotional, physical health, and just guiding people along you know, nature's way, and how they can get back to that health, you know, that sociological, you know, health, and every type of science that there is with the human. And so that's one of the focuses, is getting more video out there, but we're also going to give it more of a historical preservation type of slant, so that you can see how they used to do it, how, you know, in the old world it was done, and how it worked in the old world. And we're also going to get into the historical value, Christian values of the country, and how it was established, and kind of reintroduce that information into society, because it's been taken out of our schools, and you know, prayer's been taken out. I mean, schools used to actually begin with learning to read the Bible. And so nowadays, with the exclusion of the morality and the values that are found therein, you have school shootings, you have people who, you know, don't know what they are or who they are, you know, as far as, you know, their sexuality, etc. There's a lot of fresh problems that society is discovering have created greater problems than it's almost like just thinking, well, this is okay, but you don't understand until years later how much of a problem it causes, such as abortion. Abortion was, oh well, it seemed okay, but now scientifically and physically they're discovering that these women are having long-term issues when they get older, and their psychological issues, their cancer issues, etc. And it's all a matter of man getting in and manipulating situations when he should just be following an order that's already preordained. So
yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter what you believe in here, right?
mhm,
Left or right.
mhm,
Like you said, now they're finding things that in the long run, it does things to
right,
women's bodies that are not good. So
right.
it doesn't matter if you believe the left or the right or whatever you believe in. So
You
I,
can't deny the science. Yeah, the
mhm,
science is,
yeah.
is all science has ever done has proven that the values that are found in the Bible are true, and they're
Mhm,
the best things, the best way to live. Even if it was nothing other than a way to live, it would still be the best way to live. So,
mhm.
we focus on that, on the Christian aspect, of course, but we also like to outreach. We also like to open up the venue for people, who um, do not conflict with our mission or with our principles, our values and morals, etc. And we like to be able to invite them over so that we can share, so that we can show others that, hey, you know what, we're not trying to exclude everyone. We just simply have a set of values
Yeah.
that you're welcome to come and experience. And so we have a lot of Bible studies here. We had church last night in the
Mhm.
barn. We've had church services multiple times, gospel music revivals,
Yeah.
and lots of wonderful things that go on here. So we focus on religious events. That's our
Yes.
primary focus.
Mhm.
Christenings, memorials. We've had people ask us about all types of different things, even quinceañeras that I
Yeah.
didn't even know. This is a confirmation. This is
Mhm.
actually
Yes.
a religious thing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really understand that. One day birthday parties. This is the christening of the
Yes. The
child.
christening. Yep.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
we were like, wow, this is really great. So we were able to actually support these religious events. And one of the holiest religious events is marriage. And so we focus on marriage ministry, like I said, rather than wedding industry.
Mhm.
What we do, because so many people have expressed their desire to come here because it's so beautiful, is we have given them resources through permission from these other resources to supply them with options for premarital counseling, postmarital counseling, and wonderful resources they can go to, they can read, or that they can meet with people. We ourselves don't do that. We just simply try
Mhm.
to help people have a wonderful marriage. Not just that, but also the wedding itself. We'll refer them to some great vendors in town. We make sure that everybody who they use is licensed. We make sure that they have a licensed liquor caterers as
Mhm.
well. And we refer them to all the people. So we really help them to have a smooth event, as far as that's concerned. But we definitely focus on making sure that they understand that to have a long lasting marriage is something that you're going to have to include God in. It's as
Mhm.
simple as that. A three-cord rope is not easily broken. And
Mhm.
so that's really what our focus is making sure that people stay together, because even the church nowadays has got a 51% divorce rate, which is the same as people who don't attend church. So there's really not a lot of focus there.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get that focus back, because the community is going to do better when the family does better. It's as simple as that.
Yes. Oh, I agree. And your wife, Lady J, and I speak often about this. And what I love that she shared with me is, so I'm Catholic. My husband and I got married in a Catholic church, and I know
Uh,
when we got married, we were required to do that premarital counseling. It's like
right.
a week long, 2 weeks long,
Mhm.
and that was amazing, and it's much needed. You really dive deep into your relationship before going to go get married, right?
Yeah.
But what I loved about Lady J is that she also in your plans is looking to help you after you get married. So if there are some bumps in the road, you need to talk to
Of course,
someone.
after you get married is right. After you get married
You need
is when
resources.
you're going to need is when you're going to need the most help. You know,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
people spend years of their life preparing for the one day of their wedding.
Mhm.
And once they're married, they realize they didn't spend a minute thinking about being married. And so
Yes.
that's where we try to put the focus is, hey, look, this is the beginning of a marriage. You don't just plan your life to have a great wedding. You
Mhm.
have to construct your life to succeed in a marriage. And the beautiful thing about marriage is that that's what the whole Holy Bible is about, is a marriage. It's about the reconciliation of mankind to God, and that's why Christ calls us the bride.
Mhm.
And so the whole context of the scriptures is about getting to that point of that wedding feast and that marriage and to be reconciled once again to God. So
Yeah.
when we look at marriage, that is a type that God has created. That's why he created man and women separately so that we can understand how the two opposites create one picture, just like a puzzle.
Mhm.
And there's no, greater opposites than probably Lady J and I. I'm like an alpha country boy, and she's like an alpha city girl. So we have locked horns quite a few times, but we can attest, and we're a living testimony that if it were not for God in our marriage, then we would have probably been on our own by now. But as long as he's the focus, it's like a mountain. You climb the man from one side, the woman from the other side, and you go toward God. And the closer you get toward God, the closer you're going to get to one another.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah, I love talking to Lady J. Her and I will be on the phone for hours if we can. We're like, oh my gosh, we
Yeah.
gotta go. We have a meeting.
Oh, she did a fair amount of preaching last night too. Yeah, it's on video. We'll probably give you the video.
Love her.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon the members will be able to meet her as well. Um, so tell me, JT, why is networking important to you?
Well, to us, it's evangelism. We're getting out there and we're making a difference. As a nonprofit, as going through the education of learning how to manage a nonprofit,
Mhm.
you learn and you understand that you don't have shareholders, you don't have, stockholders. What you
Mhm.
have is stakeholders. And so what it is it's not income, it's impact.
Mhm.
And the only thing that is lasting in this world is impact. You're going to
Yes.
leave something behind. And nobody's going to remember, all these rich guys like Morgan Stanley or whatever, and you've got these, or JP Morgan, and you've got these other guys who really, the only thing they're known for is that they were really, really wealthy. And that's it. They're forgotten. But the ones that have their bust over here or their statue over there are the ones who focused on impact. And
Yes.
we understand in our faith that we're already walking in our eternity and our rewards for that impact will be found later. And so that's what we're focused on. We're in it to help our fellow person. And so we sacrifice our own, desires and things like that in
Mhm.
order to focus on that. And the Bible again says that anybody who loses himself shall find himself, but those who seek themselves will lose themselves. And so you find out that even these really, really guys who achieve all this wealth, they end up committing suicide in their later years because they discover that didn't solve the problem, that didn't fill the void in their heart. And that's the most depressing thing to them because they thought that certainly that must be it. But it's
Mhm.
not. It's not that for anyone. And there's so much spiritual strength in coming and serving people and in deciding to take your whole life and turn it into a nonprofit, and that everything that comes in revenue wise gets dedicated to that service to your fellow human. It's
Wow,
very rewarding. It's very
it
rewarding.
is. I bet
It's
it
the only
is.
way to live. It's the only way to live, you know?
I agree. I mean, I went through that as well for the past year, trying to figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's what helped me is finding what kind of impact I want to make on the community. And then from there, I just blossomed and everything just unfolded easily
Yes. Yes.
seamlessly for me. So I absolutely agree with you, JT.
Yes, that is a wonderful thing to know. And the more people who are concentrating on impact
Hmm.
and learning the truth, then the better things are going to get for all of us. So, and it starts with the man himself. His heart has to be united, not divided. And then from there, his family, which is the marriage, and then from there, the community, and then from
Hmm.
there, the country and the world. So that's
Yes.
where we're at, is focusing on the core.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to have to put that into script and we're going to put that into the description of this video.
Yes.
You're amazing at that. You're amazing with your words, obviously.
Well, it's all just him. I just like to give the credit to him.
Yes, yes. I have a bonus question for you.
Oh,
Obviously, we're coming out of the pandemic. We received some great news that as of June 1st, we should be back to 100%.
right.
But to encourage others, to motivate and inspire other businesses that maybe didn't have a really great year or they're not coming out easily out of the pandemic as others, what did you and Lady J have to do to adjust, to move forward during this pandemic?
Well, we did have a lot of people who canceled. Actually, what we do is to do our part as a standard, we allow everybody to postpone their event
Oh.
one time, but we can't continue to do that all the time because obviously there's only so many springs and so many falls that people are going to want to be outside here in the Southwest desert. So we do allow them to do it once. But because of COVID, what we did is we allowed them an extra time. And on certain cases, our board agreed to allow a couple of times. And so what we've done is we've just told people, well, you can postpone. And then, a couple people, we allowed them to postpone again because they had a really specific situation like a funeral or some additional expenses that
Mm.
really popped up, or the loss of their jobs, et cetera. So we do everything we can for every couple that comes here. We try to help them with their day. We try to help them with their future. And, we offer the resources and we speak with them personally. But as far as COVID itself, we just kind of had to hang in there. What we did, because we do operate on donations, we weren't getting any, very many people who wanted to donate. After that, a lot of the income was tight. And
Mhm.
so, but again, as a steward of a nonprofit, we do have a fund, a reserve fund, which we were able to exist on for a while. And of course, it got a little nervous. We weren't sure if the
Mhm.
ministry was going to have to shut down or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about the scriptures, again, if I get back to that, is that it does speak of in Revelation that people will be getting married all the way up until the end of
Mhm.
the world as we know it.
Yeah.
And so we figure, well, that's probably good news for us, and at least people. That's how important it is to people, for women particularly, but men, are overlooked very frequently about their emotions and stuff. But it's always been very important for me to have a long-term relationship. But women, express it a lot more.
Mhm.
And so, you're going to have that need for intimacy. And what this is a reflection, is simply a reflection of our need for that higher intimacy with our Father in heaven. And so we're never going to get rid of that. We're never going to get rid of that. That's the way we're fabricated. It's in the very fiber of our being. We need that relationship. And so that's why marriage seems to be such a big focus. Unfortunately, a lot of people will focus strictly on each other when they should be focusing on the Father and understanding that in there, they're going to meet at that place. A lot of my secular family was like, well, you just kind of disappeared after you became religious, and I'm like, well, you would find exactly where I am if you read the same book I read, and if you went to the same, if you were in the same body as I am, then you would feel like we're there all together at once. And so it's really just a matter of changing your focus, from man to a higher power, and that power is God. May you find him now.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, JT. Your words are so powerful. You and Lady J have
Welcome to
such
speak with you.
service. I'm sorry?
I said it's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Oh, I apologize. I think my internet is going in and out, so I see you
Yeah.
like moving
Yeah,
and
you're
then
kind of cutting out.
but what I was saying is you and Lady J have such a serving heart, and I know how much you want to support the community. So I can't wait to show everyone what you have in your future plans, like with the podcast show that you're looking to put out there and service the community even more on another level. But one more time, please tell everybody your name and the name of the business and how they can reach out to you.
Well, I'm Jeddidiah Tilleo, or Jed, or JT, and the website is legendsranch.vegas. And you can see our mission there. You can see what we stand for, what we do. And it's very inspirational for many people to be a light, in the darkness, or to be that city on a hill, and to stand for these old-fashioned values, and to seek the preservation of that American value. So we do religious events primarily. We do open the campus for nonprofits. We do open the campus for other types of events. But of course, our primary purpose as a nonprofit is to conduct religious events. But we do like to outreach to people, and we do like to, open the opportunity for people to come and experience the holy habitat, or the spiritual environment that so many people have told us that they feel here. So that's about it. I don't know what else to say. Lady J is my wife, and she's also the venue manager here. And she's a great gal. She gets along with a lot of people, and really we do everything we can to try to make sure that everybody has the experience of their lifetime.
Yes, you both do. I could commend to that. So check out JT, check out legendsranch.vegas. We'll put all the information in the description and also the comments. They obviously are a beautiful venue, but they do have a mission and values that they live up to. So if you do align with those values and mission, please reach out to them. Please reach out to them. It's not just about the beautiful venue. It's about that mission and about that value. So thank you again, JT, for spending some time with me, sharing more about you to the business community and the Social Register Network. We will talk to you guys later, and catch us next week. We have another interview. And again, I'll state it one more time. We'll put all of JT's information in the description. All right. Have a great rest of your Thursday and a great weekend. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.